Hi all, it's Teresa in Gemma's house. In today's video, I'm going to show you how I have fixed some paintings that I bought online. So let me explain what I did. In the past, I have been buying paintings and prints from an online site, and I've bought so many really nice paintings and prints from that site over about the last 4 to 6 years. And sometimes after I get the painting, I look at the details and I'm not so happy with just a few of the elements in the painting. So I fix them. So let me show you a couple of the examples that I've done already. This is a beautiful oil painting that I bought several years ago. It's very old. There were a lot of oil stains that had dried, and they are just dark specks. And I didn't care for the composition with that big tree in the middle. I tried to like it for about a year as it hung on my wall, but it just bothered me, that composition. And there were also a few scratches on the painting too. So I fixed it. I painted over it with some acrylic paints, and I don't know if you can see the difference in the sheen or not, because the acrylics dried as a matte finish and the rest of the painting is a little more glossy. It doesn't show as it's hanging on the wall at all. You can't see that difference at all. But I could just go over the entire painting with some semi-gloss fixative. But it's actually not a problem at all, this acrylic paint on here. It's waterproof. I tried to keep the same look as I added this little shed right here to match the rest of the building, the look of it. I tried to make it look old. I fixed some scratches that were down here. I tidied up some of the weeds along the shoreline here. And I painted over some of these clouds where there was just too many oil stains and it made it look dingy and dirty. So I freshened them up a little bit too. And of course I took out that large tree that was right here. I'm more happy with this composition. There's a signature down in the bottom here that I really can't read. So my apologies to the original artist. But if I am to rescue a painting like this and hang it in my house, for me to enjoy it fully, I need to be happy with the entire thing. Let's look at another one that I did. This is also a beautiful painting. I love the colors. I love the mood. I like the action of the horses. And I think it looks very fantasy-like in a way, with the way the mountains are. Maybe it's the color of them, the shape of them. They're a little otherworldly looking. But there were certain parts in the painting that I didn't care for. They looked more crude. I thought they really diminished the feel of the painting otherwise. And they weren't in keeping with the quality of the rest of the painting. So I fixed them so that I like the painting 100%. I fixed the two guys that were driving the stagecoach. I took out that type that was on the top of the stagecoach. And this area with the 3 people who were in the stagecoach. I'm not sure if this artist was young, maybe even a teenager, or if they were older. This person might not even still be alive today. And now I love it 100%. So my appreciation goes out to the artist, Jay Williams, for making this beautiful painting that I enjoy in my home. Another one that I did was this framed greeting card that I found in a Goodwill store in the same city that I had a house when my daughters were in grade school, and I had actually bought a greeting card and framed it when we were in that house. Being that I found this in a Goodwill in that same city, I wonder if it's the same one. Wouldn't that be something? So anyway, the reason I got this at the Goodwill this time is because of the dog. Who does that look like? So I decided to change it. What I did is I took it out of the frame and painted over the parts I didn't want with acrylic paint. The acrylics have a very matte finish, and the rest of the card is very glossy. But I did spray it with fixative when I was finished, and then I sponged on a semi-gloss fixative over the entire card to try to give it a uniform semi-gloss finish. And of course I love it. Okay, so what I'd like to do in this video is show you one in progress. It's pretty old, I think, because when I took it apart, look at this old artist board. They don't sell these anymore. What I would like to do with this beautiful painting, I think the painting in general was done very nicely. I love the colors. I like the composition a lot. I, of course, love these little sheep. The trees on this side, I don't think were done with the same nice quality as the rest of the painting. So, this is the area I'm going to focus on. I want to change these trees a little bit, so I just love the entire painting. Also, the face on this little shepherd girl is very strange. So I'm just going to fix that a little bit. Isn't it great? I can't wait to fix it and hang it up on my wall. Okay, so this is my setup. I just used these cheap bottles of acrylic paint that you get at the craft store, and likewise, pretty cheap brushes. I bought 20 in a pack for maybe $10. So I have a bunch of paints here, and I'm mixing up my own green because I didn't find any green that I liked that was already pre-mixed. I started with navy blue and yellow and some black. And I want to keep this pretty simple, where I'll be painting in these light colored trees. I want to darken them up and make them the same quality of the trees that were painted on this side. And also, I'm in my new painting room where I just built some display wall shelves. And if you haven't seen that video on my channel, please take a look at that. Okay, good morning. So, the little painting has dried and I think it looks good. I'm going to stop here. I'm not going to overwork it. And maybe you can see the difference in the sheen of where I added some paint to those trees and fixed some scratches in the sky too. So I think I'll add a gloss varnish. I'm just dribbling it on all over, and with this sponge applicator I just lightly smooth it all over the painting to give it a more consistent finish. Okay, so that will do it for this project of fixing paintings. And I would be really curious to hear what you think of doing this, fixing other people's paintings, or what your opinion is. So please let me know in the comments. And thanks again for watching. Until next week, bye-bye.